I'm gonna shoot you up with something that's gonna kill you deader than a hammer.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the Inquisition? My name is Shiv, and today we're going to talk about patch 1.0.5. Now, this patch has been met with both applause and anger at the same time, because a lot of things changed in this patch. Some for the good, some for the worse, some were needed to be done, and others people are still scratching their head about. I'm going to actually explain this in the most simplest terms I possibly can. So I'm not going to go through all of these things, but I'm going to highlight a couple key ones that have been causing a lot of issues here. The first one is going to be optimal dispersion passive. That got changed, and now all of a sudden, pretty much anybody who uses AoEs, which is all three classes, has been noticing this, all right? Pogo assassins have been complaining, it's like, wow, I'm not killing everybody in impossible modes with one Pogo hit now. What the hell? That's how it was supposed to be. Psychers are going, what the fuck, man? My AoEs aren't killing everything. That's supposed to be how it is, all right? Your AoEs were always meant to clear trash, and you were supposed to use focused abilities in order to kill larger things like bosses or champions. But, no buts. That's just the way it is, guys. And I warned everybody on my stream and in other videos, you should be prepared for this, because it's coming, all right? As it stood, optimal dispersion was not doing as it intended, okay? If you read the tooltip, it actually says 1% for everything within the blast radius. You know, paraphrasing here. So what that basically meant is if you had 10 guys there, your AoE was getting powered 10%. However, on closer inspection, what it was actually doing was for every person in that blast radius, you were getting a plus 10%. I actually tested this out. Some people were saying, oh no, it's 100%. No, it was 10%. So what you'd end up seeing is you'd see a lot of psychers basically, you know, stacking a lot of movement stuff, using the inoculator that has movement buff, and what they do is they would basically corral like a boss and a bunch of enemies together and then kind of drag them into one group and then drop an AoE dead center on it, probably something with penetration, and hit that 8 cap or the 8k cap on it quite easily. I will tell you right now, myself, I was doing this on impossible missions going, yeah, this is broken as shit, man. Laughing my ass off. And of course, there's still another thing that the developers are going to probably have to look into, but for right now, I think we don't need to talk about that when it comes to psychers. Okay, so, but that has caused a lot of issues here, and I've done a lot of testing, and we're going to see some of the results of that here at the end of this video to just kind of show you it's not nearly as bad as you'd think. Alright, so reanimator glands, yeah. A lot of things got fixed here, a lot of stuff nobody really ever had anything to deal with. Some typos were fixed. Cool. Now we get down to balancing. So a lot of things got changed in balance, and one of the big ones, again, that psychers are complaining about is the Psychic Dominion perk got its 100% damage bonus reduced by 25%, so it's now doing 75%, and they're like, what the hell? And then, of course, you got Mind Rift here, actually got increased by 25%. So I'm not sure if that means that Mind Rift is now doing 75% or is actually doing 62.5%. It's a little rough to tell. But that's good. So, I mean, they did reduce some things, but they increased other things. So it is, for argument's sake, a balancing of things, okay? Because NeoCore looks at all the stats. They're seeing how people are playing their game. They're seeing what is working well, what is working too well, you know? So, I mean, they've got all the data there. That's why this is an online game, so they can micromanage everything, which is a thing that actually kind of bugs me, but I completely understand why they do it. Alright, couple of the things here that came from the patch. Hey, you know those really annoying cutscenes for executions that, you know, assassins and crusaders have had to deal with? You now have a way of fucking getting rid of that shit, which is nice. I like it. The adjusted size of the skull mask. Okay, this one is not completely true. I'm going to tell you this right now. Yes, my psycher no longer looks like he was affected by the witch doctor in Beetlejuice, which, okay, it was actually kind of amusing. But my assassin still has this giant, super deformed, luchador-looking fucking skull mask on now. I mean, it is hilarious. Like, the head is so big, like, her shoulders are, like, this wide in comparison. She has no neck. Barely any shoulders. It's hilarious to watch. She's like a bobblehead. It's funny. So yeah, that's not entirely true, but a lot of the other things are definitely true. Pending reward frame has been moved under the credit fate display. That's always good. So yeah, a lot of things there. But one of the other big things that actually caused a lot of problems is right here. Campaign investigations got their fate rewards reduced. A full playthrough of the campaign will net around 700 less fate from a fresh character start. So a lot of people were upset by this because one of the ways that people were farming fate was literally creating new characters, running the campaign, and just stockpiling it. I never did that. Whenever I was trying to grind up a character, I always used the fate that I had there. I never once went and created another character to do this. Now, once I hit 50 with a character, I went and started playing another character. Now, I have a couple other characters that I built, and haven't really played anything through to gain fate with them, just in preparation for different builds and tests that I'm going to do. So, but I never, decided, I'm going to take them up to 10 and then, scrap it and do it again, But there were a lot of people that were doing this just to grind up fate in order to maximize the usage of the extreme treasures as well as the meme viruses. To be perfectly honest, this is kind of exploitive and kind of negative and should not have been allowed. And this is one of the base problems with the shared loot or storage and fate systems that were kind of like holdovers from the original two leveling bar systems that we had in the game. But it is what it is. So they decided to reduce it there. The problem I personally have with this is I see this as going to be kind of punishing to any new player who comes into the game. Well, that might be subjective considering a player wouldn't know how good they had it beforehand if they're a new player, but by doing this, you're basically saying, hey, fate is this really expensive resource, all right? You don't want to use it nilly-willy. You're going to want to do things this proper way or you get screwed. And that's the God's honest truth, all right? And it's been kind of a problem here when you talk about leveling and grinding. All right, we all know that doing regular missions has been absolutely horrible. All right, as it broke down, you got 500 as a base, all right, and then it applied difficulty to it. Now, if you didn't kill everything, you didn't get the full value, and this was a huge complaint all on the forums and discussion threads on Steam. And I've brought this up repeatedly. And when they came out with these patch notes yesterday, I was like, nah, you can't do this unless you're going to fix this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that as of today, right now, we're actually under maintenance while this is going on, they have decided to fix this. Absolutely fix this. So now you're getting basically more fate. You're up to 10 fate per mission. If you're say like 1,000 gear score and the mission is 1,000, you're getting 500 base and you're getting 10 fate right there, and then everything else is modified from there. But they went a step further. Okay, so now, right, previously it was 500 as I discussed plus difficulty modifier, which that difficulty modifier, all they had to do was tweak those values and it would have been a hell of a lot better. Plus kill bonus. There was no kill bonus. That kill bonus basically was you get everything here if you kill everything. If you don't kill everything here, we modify what you get. All right, so this is very, very deceptive in how it is, all right? This is very deceptive. All right, so the new formula takes power rating into consideration. So now it's going to be base 500, and then whatever your power rating is. So we already talked about having 1,000 here, so boom. So now we're talking about 1,500 divided by 2. So that's 750 plus difficulty bonus. All right, so that's 750, and depending on what the difficulty bonus is, if it's just green, boom, it's still 750. Plus kill bonus, which, again, the kill bonus is always, must kill everything in order to get this. So, yes, this is actually an increase, and as they stated here, it's going to be about 50% increase, which is nice, all right? This is what the players have been asking for. Now, how is this really going to affect the average player, just starting out? They're not going to really see much from this, but the more they play and the deeper they get and the higher their gear score gets, the more XP they're going to be pulling out of it. And that's kind of how an RPG is supposed to work. You start out, with shitty amounts because the amount of XP you need to fill a level is pretty small. But then as you get deeper in, you get more gear and you progress, the amount of XP increases as well. You see this in MMO games, you see this in ARPG games, all over the place. So this is actually very good for the community, and in all honesty, this is how it should have been in the beginning, but it wasn't. But guys, now I think it's time we get down to some other brass tacks here. We're going to talk a little bit about some of these changes when it comes to the Psyker, because I've read a ton of stuff that's like, oh, Psykers are crap. No, Psykers are absolutely crap. No, they're not. Now I'm going to show you the build that I'm using, and this is the build that I have videos on. It's pretty decent. And as you can see here, boom, it's all we have for this. Our build is a hybrid, all right? So we're focusing on Molten Beam and our AoEs. We also have Bio Lightning because I like Bio Lightning, all right? A lot of people may not. I personally do. Okay, so looking at the power outputs, let's take a look here. So Firestorm, hey, that's still about the same amount of damage it had in the previous video, so that didn't change there. Bio Lightning actually went down a bit, which is kind of strange, but it is what it is. But I still like it. Molten Beam still pretty damn OP, as we've stated before. And let's see, Witchfire also seems to have come down just slightly, but not that much. In all honesty, I don't think it did come down at all. All right, so that's kind of what we're running here, and now I'm going to show you me basically completing everyone, like the green, the yellow, and the red with the Psyker using AoE in combination, and seeing if this has really affected everything. Now, we are going to be watching 3 videos back to back. I've compressed the time down to 2x, and we added some soundtracks, so I hope you guys enjoy. And finally, the whole little timer you've been seeing up in the top right-hand corner is going to start making sense. So let's get to that. the Psyker still pretty much clears everything equally. And yeah, we did end up dying on the red mission, mostly because my positioning was bad, and I did not see that Space Marine literally right on top of me. Yeah, I know. Big-ass glasses and don't see shit. But you'll also notice that the times were actually relatively good. We were averaging about 3 minutes a clear, a little bit more on one of those missions because it was a bonus area, so you kind of have to factor that. And a little bit less on the red mission because it was one of those wide open maps where I could just basically run to the bosses, get them killed, and be done. So yeah, all in all, Psykers are still in a really good and healthy spot. They're no longer as, oh my god, this is broken as fuck. They're still pretty OP, alright? Let's not overshadow that. They're still pretty powerful, but they're nowhere near as powerful as they used to be. So yeah, that's going to be all for this video. I hope you guys like it. And remember, if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Till next time, Shiv saying, stay safe, have fun, may RNGs bless you. I'm out.
What do I do, Lord?
Destroy the child.
What do I do, Lord?
Corrupt them all.